Hello and welcome to the Great Chocolate Elimination Competition. My name is Glenn. I'm going to be guiding you through the many chocolates that I have found, using my own preferences, obviously, for chocolate. I've tried to, as best as I could, avoid milk chocolates and things that would make it something other than a pure chocolate. So the only thing that I tolerated was if there was some milk in it, but it wasn't a milk chocolate, or if it had vanilla in it. But if it had other flavors or things added to it or filling or anything like that, unfortunately I couldn't consider it for this competition. Please keep in mind that at this time I have limited the range of options from between 50% cocoa mass all the way up to 85%. Not 90, not 95. There aren't actually a lot of chocolates over the 85%. However, given the fact that I found 100 and I believe 18 different chocolate bars from 76 different manufacturers, covering North and South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Oceania, I think I've done a pretty good job, having visited approximately 10 stores to try and collect as wide of a range as possible. I certainly could have spent another however many hours searching other places, scouring for other brands, other options that would be available, because I live near a big city. But, after having spent as many hours as I have and as much money as I have on this project, I just had to eventually say, enough is enough. I really wish it was a lot easier. But even the store that had the widest variety took me, I'm going to say I spent a total of 7 hours scouring that store for chocolate to use for this competition. And I just don't, just one store, that provided most of the chocolates that are on this show. And I think that's a lot. And if you count the amount of time that I spent at other stores, which wasn't anywhere close to the amount of time that I spent at that one store, then and that was just because they're very disorganized. Then and then you add in the transportation time and the financial costs associated with collecting all of these chocolate bars, and then actually removing some that I thought I could include in the competition, and then I later discovered that, this one's actually a milk chocolate, or this one actually has something added to it for flavor, that sort of thing. Well, there's only so much I can do. Now, maybe in the future, if I ever do this again, I'm not sure if I'll go through this again, but maybe in the future I will use online venues to try and help me find an even wider selection of chocolates. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with 2 chocolates at the 50% level, and I'm going to compare them, and between, I'm going to eat some matzo crackers, which are very plain. They're made of only flour and water, and then they're baked. And that's going to be used to clean my palate, as well as drinking some water. And sometimes I'll even, and usually what I do between rounds, if it's all on the same day, for me, not for you, obviously, I will take a break, let my palate reset as well at the end of a round, just to make sure that the previous round does not influence the next round, because I have noticed that does tend to happen. And I've actually re-recorded this. I started with a 4-bar round, and I was like, nah, that's not really working. It's not really fair, and not very accurate at all. And so then I went to the 2-bar round and got partway through that, and I had to stop and start re-recording after round 5. So I'm trying to be fair about this. I'm trying to be impartial about this, but please keep in mind, this is my own opinion. Obviously, you may have different preferences as far as what a chocolate bar tastes like. You may love milk chocolate, which I do not, and I have 100% lactose intolerance, so eating anything with milk in it makes me suffer and makes everybody around me suffer, because I get just horrible, rancid, rotten egg smell gas. So let's see. That is the majority of what I wanted to share with you about this program. Given that there are 118 or so bars that I found, unless something pops into my lap partway through, I'm just gonna. It looks like it's gonna be about 117 shows of this, and I'll try to keep them short for you. Because I don't want to waste a lot of your time, and I really don't see the point of dramatizing this a lot or anything like that. I know it might make it more fun for you to watch or anything like that, but I don't have a team. I don't have anybody helping me, so just the effort of adding titles or anything like that, I'm not really comfortable as a video editor, and I don't have video editing software that's worth much of anything. I just use the old Windows Movie Maker. Or rather, the new one that hasn't got half of what the old one had. Finally, there will be a winner for the 50 percentiles, from 50 to 59% Cocoa Mask candy bars, the 60 to 69%, the 70 to 79%, and then the 80 to 85% cocoa bars. Each of those will have a winner, and then I will take the winners from each of those bands, and there will be a fifth winner which will be declared the overall winner out of all of these chocolates. And I'm aware that there are many other chocolates companies out there, and either I found their product, but I couldn't find a pure dark chocolate, or they did not. I couldn't, because they only seem to have like additives, like, or they only seem to have milk chocolate, like Milka. And Cadbury, I couldn't find a dark chocolate that didn't have a lot of milk in it. I couldn't find them, although I heard about them. Like I wanted to add Whittaker's, which is one of my favorite brands. It's from New Zealand, but I couldn't find it in the stores because of supply chain problems. So unfortunately, there are brands that I'm aware of that I couldn't find, or I did find some last minute. Like I know about Tony's Chocolate Only. And I'd only seen it. I'd seen it in the past, with variety in the store, in a different state. And then when I went to look for it again, I only found milk chocolate. But then I was very fortunate. I went to one of the stores I went to actually carried it in dark chocolate. But there are other brands that I have not been able to locate at all. And at this point in time, I wasn't willing to invest money ordering online as well as going to the stores. And do you really want to spend the next year watching me do these videos? Because I'm sure I could probably find like 300, 400 different brands. And there are some brands that don't seem to make just a plain dark chocolate. Like Coppers, they seem to specialize in liqueur-filled chocolates. And there are others that seem to specialize in covering like chocolate candies or graham crackers and coffee beans and other things like that with their chocolate. And that's not what this competition is about. This competition is trying to find the best. And really I'm benefiting myself. If this show benefits you or it doesn't benefit you, well, that's okay, because your taste buds are different from mine, your preferences are different from mine, and there's just no way I can please everybody at this point. I don't know, maybe something miraculous will happen, and in future years I'll be able to do a major competition with other judges involved and stuff like that, but at this point that's not feasible. I don't earn any money off of this channel. I don't earn a lot of money in the first place, so the investment in this was very substantial to make this happen. So I'm just keeping it simple and real. I'm trying to be very fair about this. And I'm trying not to say, oh, this is an American brand, I want this American brand to win. No. Or like when I test Ukrainian versus Russian, I don't want to say, oh, I want the Ukrainian to win and then the Ukrainian wins because of my bias. I'm trying to be very unbiased about this. If you do have any questions or comments, please feel free to share them, as long as they're constructive. If you are just going to be rude, I will just flag you and report you to YouTube for them to deal with you. I'm not going to I'm not going to allow myself to be dragged through the mud by the trolls of the internet. Um, but I hope that it somehow benefits people. I hope that you find it at least interesting in the perspective that you learn about brands you've never heard of from countries around the world. Granted, a lot of them are American and European brands, but again, I did get chocolate from 6 continents. And that is not to say that necessarily the beans came from the same continent where the chocolate was produced. Although I do have some that are where they actually produce the beans and make the chocolate in basically the same place. So I better stop babbling now so that you can get on to seeing the the Great Chocolate Elimination Competition. Gosh, that's just a big mouthful. The GCEC. Let's call it the GCEC, yeah? Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your support. If you could please like my my videos, and if you find value in them, please click the subscribe button. Also, you can click the bell button for notifications about any videos that I upload. And I upload on this channel, I upload daily, multiple videos a day. And I also have another channel, and if you want to take a look at that channel and be a supporter or a subscriber or whatever on there, that'd be great too. But, you know, whatever happens, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.